Welcome to the Disc Golf Prescription Podcast, your weekly dose of disc golf. Hello, and welcome to the Disc Golf Prescription Podcast. I'm your host, John Nicholson. Man, this feels like it's been a long time coming. I know this is probably out of nowhere for most people, but I've personally wanted to start a podcast for a while. If you know me at all, you know I love to talk, so a podcast just kind of seems a little bit second nature. But yeah, I've finally pulled the trigger. We're starting this podcast. I've called it the Disc Golf Prescription Podcast. My goal for this is to find the best practices in disc golf and prescribe actionable steps to help make people better at disc golf. I want everybody to be as good as they could possibly get at the game if they're willing to work for it. And so that's kind of what I want to do with the podcast. How I want to do that is I'm going to interview pros to kind of see how they improved with the game and what they feel like helped them improve the most. And the pros I'm especially interested in, not to say other people are less interested, but I'm especially interested in the pros who got really good at the game really fast. I think there's a lot of really interesting information in there, not only for me, but for you as viewers to see how can you improve as quickly as possible. But I also want to interview people who've been in the game for a long time, because not everybody improves at the same rate. And so sometimes you can't just expect to get good at things really quickly. Otherwise, you'll just find yourself disappointed. So I also want to interview the grinders and people who've had to grind through long plateaus or things like that, because I know that's something we all experience. And there is light at the end of the tunnel for people who don't improve as quickly at things as well. And I want to find information that can help get people through plateaus quicker. I'm just really, really interested in all of those things. I want the knowledge of how to improve at disc golf and how to apply that to each individual person. So I've said I'm going to do interviews. I'm also going to try to do solo episodes in between interviews that are just kind of deep dives into some of the topics that we will brush on in the interviews. I think it's really valuable to break down information you receive in an interview and go deeper and into actionable steps that you can work with and incorporate into your practice routines and be able to apply to your game during tournaments and things like that as well. So I guess you could say my overall goal for the podcast is to make you guys as good a disc golfers as possible, hopefully as fast as possible, but that timing will depend from person to person. A little bit on my background. If you don't know me, once again, my name is John Nicholson. I will be hosting this podcast. I come from a personal training and exercise science background. I did probably 2 to 3 years of personal training before I decided to go back to school. And then I ended up getting a master's degree in exercise science, and now I play disc golf for a living. So I've played disc golf seriously for about 5 years, and over the last 3 years I've been 1,000 plus rated, and I'm currently 1015 rated and on tour when I'm not injured. At least I am injured right now, and I've taught thousands and thousands of hours, especially if you combine personal training and teaching in college classes and lessons and clinics in disc golf. I've taught for thousands and thousands of hours. I like spreading knowledge. I like finding what works best for most people, and I like individually working with people as well. So that's something I'm really passionate about and really excited to talk about on this podcast with you guys. So I've said I'll be doing interviews. I've said I'll be doing solo episodes. You now know me a little bit at least. You'll very quickly find out that I am a nerd. I make dad jokes constantly. So if you're into dad jokes, you're at the right place. I don't have kids. I just make dad jokes. I have a dog. I don't think that counts. What's what I'm told at least. But I want there to be a good amount of seriousness in the sense that we're going to be talking about important things and making people better. But I also like to keep conversations lighthearted and entertaining. I'm sure there will be some joking around in there as well. A lot of these people I'll be interviewing are, especially at the front, are my friends. And then I'm sure I will get in some interviews with experts in the field as well, and what they've noticed in their teaching and how they believe people can learn faster. That's the whole point. So each week I would also like to feature some audience questions. With some of my first interviews, that may be hard to get in on because I'm not out on tour right now. So I'm going to be getting a big lump of interviews, and those will be coming out periodically. But as we get further and further into the podcast, I will be getting more interviews week of and trying to have audience questions ready for those people. So do me a favor. Follow the Disc Golf Prescription on Instagram. It's at the Disc Golf Prescription. That is where I will be posting about upcoming interviews. And under those posts, in the comments, is where you can ask questions for those upcoming interviews. There will also be the Disc Golf Prescription YouTube. So if you're finding this on YouTube, welcome. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to it on audio only, please leave a review. Reviews will help me a lot in expanding this channel into what I hope it could be and helping more and more disc golfers get better. But other than that, I believe that is signing off for episode 1. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I'm just really excited to be starting. I've thought about it for a long, long time, like I said, and we're pulling the trigger. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be growing and getting better from week to week, and I am excited to be on this journey, and I hope you guys follow along with me. Thank you very much.